Don in London, and it's the 18th of February 2008, and the time is 8:30 in the evening, and I'm just back from my local AA meeting. Alcoholics Anonymous is a fellowship of men and women who share their experience, strength and hope with each other that they may solve their common problem and help others to recover from alcoholism. The only requirement for membership is the desire to stop drinking. There are no dues or fees for AA membership. We are self-supporting through our own contributions. AA is not allied with any sect, denomination, politics, organisation or institution. It does not wish to engage in any controversy, neither endorses nor opposes any causes. Our primary purpose is to stay sober and help other alcoholics to achieve sobriety. And I guess in my own way, by doing these videos, I'm trying to spread the message of recovery. And for some, it will be a rankling with the traditions of AA. AA's traditions, like the Steps 12-step program, is merely a way of living life soberly, and they are suggestions, and most of them are very valid and true and work well and work for everyone. So I only speak for me. I can only speak for me, and my voice is one in millions, really, of people in recovery. I hope it's so. I hope there are millions out there who are one day at a time finding their way. And tonight our Step and Tradition meeting at the Boltons was about step one, which is simply, we admitted we were powerless over alcohol, that our lives had become unmanageable. And for me, I had to go through detox and rehab in the end, and then several detoxes at home didn't work because I was still angry and raging about life, a life lost. And I felt that all my toys had been taken away from me, and I got very poor and very, very, I suppose, isolated. And the truth of me was I was a workaholic to start with, always had drink available, always in relationships, and never sitting still long enough to find out who I was and what I was about. So it can be a bit of a calamity when we realise that maybe we've been barking up the wrong tree for quite a few decades, and maybe we would have been better doing something else with our lives. But you know, sometimes we make choices because it impacts on other people, and we all have our choices around how we live in community and family. And maybe I kept on doing the wrong thing too long, and only now do I realise that although I know why I am an alcoholic, that's because I drank to oblivion most days, it means I can now choose what I may do with whatever effort and energy I have at my disposal. So today has been a good day, although I am actually suffering from a cold, and cycling in the cold weather seems to unblock my nose enough that I can speak on YouTube and these videos. And I want to make sure I get the daily readings in for tomorrow, so I'll do those first now. And they come from, the first book is Daily Reflections by AA people for AA people, and this is for tomorrow, February the 19th. I'm not different. In the beginning, it was 4 whole years before AA brought permanent sobriety to even one alcoholic or woman. Like the High Bottoms, the women said they were different. The Skid Rower said he was different. So did the artists and the professional people, the rich, the poor, the religious, the agnostic, the Indians and the Eskimos, the veterans and the prisoners. Nowadays all of these, and legions more, soberly talk about how very much alike all of us alcoholics are when we admit that the chips are finally down. And that comes from As Bill Sees It, page 24. It then says, I cannot consider myself different in AA. If I do, I isolate myself from others and from contact with my higher power. If I feel isolated in AA, it is not something for which others are responsible. It is something I've created by feeling I'm different in some way. Today I practice being just another alcoholic in the worldwide fellowship of AA, Alcoholics Anonymous. And when I'm in meetings, I'm with people, and out there on the street, I'm just the same as anybody else. And there are a few of us who do put videos up on YouTube just to share the message that any newcomer who may, or somebody who feels they have a drink problem, wants to find out what they can do about it without putting it all out there in the public arena, They can go to AA meetings and be assured of anonymity within those meetings. And the anonymity we get in meetings is the sanctuary where we can find the truth of ourselves, and work on recovery one day only, one day at a time. So, coming to As Bill Sees It, as I've just quoted it, the next reading in this book comes from page 77, and it says RSVP, yes or no. Usually, we do not avoid a place where there is drinking if we have a legitimate reason for being there. That includes bars, nightclubs, dances, receptions, weddings, even plain ordinary parties. You will note that we made an important qualification. Therefore, ask yourself, have I any good social, business or personal reason for going to that place? Or am I expected to steal a little vicarious pleasure from the atmosphere? Then go or stay away, whichever seems better, but be sure you are on solid spiritual ground before you start, and that your motive in going is thoroughly good. Do not think of what you will get out of the occasion. Think of what you can bring to it. If you are shaky, you had better work with another alcoholic instead. And you know, I haven't been to pubs. Maybe the only time I've been in pubs in the last couple of years is to go to the loo when I've been out and I needed somewhere to sort myself out, basically. But, you know, we can kid ourselves. There's a lot of kidology in AA, and we're very good at kidding ourselves and staying isolated, realising that all our friends are probably at the pub, if we still have any friends left, or if we're feeling lonely. Hungry, angry, lonely and tired are all the good reasons why we might go to a pub. If we're fortunate, we remind ourselves that it's probably better if we're hungry, angry, lonely and tired to get to a meeting of AA. So I know where all my meetings are around here and what times of day they are. So if I'm feeling a bit out of it, isolating, and not quite with it, the best place that I can go is an AA meeting and listen to where other people are and be a part of. Have a cup of tea and a biscuit. So it's how we view the world. And you know what? These 12 steps and 12 traditions, if we learn them lightly and seriously at the same time, they make sense a lot sooner than trying to do thousands of pages of notes, which a lot of us are inclined to do, because we want to get it thoroughly right and perfect. And the only one we want to get right is step 1. That is, I am powerless over alcohol, I shouldn't take any, and if I do, life will get unmanageable. So that's as far as I know, as far as perfect goes, only on a daily basis. Anyway, coming to the 24-hour day book for February the 19th, just turn the page over. Many things we do in AA are in preparation for that crucial moment when, walking down the street on a nice sunshiny day, we see a nice cool cocktail lounge, and the idea of having a drink pops into our minds. If we've trained our minds so that we are well prepared for that crucial moment, we won't take that first drink. In other words, if we've done our AA homework well, we won't slip when temptation comes. In the preparation for that crucial moment when I've been tempted, will I keep in mind the fact that liquor is my enemy? And for me, the answer is yes, I hope. And the only way I get my experience, strength and hope is on a daily basis. And what I've learned in the program is, whilst going to many meetings may seem superfluous to some, I find them very, very good for me and my recovery, staying sober one day only. And my sponsor says to me, it is a one-day program, and I don't know why people think they can put anything in the bank. And that's the bank of recovery. And the bank of discovery, as we find, is if we try and put our sobriety in some sort of bankable basement vault, it won't actually activate in time for when that crucial moment occurs. So for me, in my generous way of living in the program, I know there's nothing there except this one day, and step 1 is a perfect starting point. It's the only bit we can get perfect on a one-day basis. More tomorrow.